Okay, are we doing this for real? Is this happening? Why are you looking at me like that?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS. I'm Calen Carr with my sidekick, Susannah Collins.
Sidekick?
Nice of you to join me today.
Wow.
Well, you're abandoning me this weekend?
I am.
For
It's
a good
true.
cause, though. You're running the marathon.
I'm running 26.2 miles.
What's it for?
All for a good cause. It's for the Army Ranger Lead the Way Fund. It's kind of like a Wounded Warrior project, and yeah,
That's
I'm really
cool.
excited.
Well, I'll be going to both games in New York City this week. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get to them from. But if you see me on the train, come say what's up.
You'll figure it out. Let's
get right into it.
Let's talk about some of these matchups, shall we? All right, first game up on Sunday, Colorado hosting LA. All right, we've got LA won the first leg of this one, 1-0.
Yep.
Jermaine Jones and Robbie Keane both came off the bench. Do you think there's any chance that those guys are going to get the start in this one?
I think Robbie Keane will continue in his role off the bench. Gio Dos Santos has been their guy. They've leaned on him, and then Alan Gordon has been excellent as well down the stretch. He deserves to stay in that lineup, but I do think Robbie will it's a nice option to bring off the bench, of course. But Jermaine Jones, I think him coming back into the team from the start, it's a do-or-die game at home. They're down a goal. They need a little bit of that presence, that attacking force. He came on, had a great strike. I think he's the one that needs to step up on a big day in Denver for them.
Any unsung heroes in this one for you? Emmanuel Boateng, I remember you're very high on this guy. Are there certain role players like that who are going to need to have big games for either side?
Absolutely. I mean, I think obviously a lot of attention is going to go to Gio Dos Santos, but that's going to open up some space, maybe for guys like Boateng or Abagio Hasidic to come forward into the attack. Him and Leggett had a really nice partnership in the last game. I expect that to continue. And then on the other side, Baji is a guy that I really, really like. I think he's really undervalued in MLS. Marlon Harrison coming off the bench. They've got some options. Colorado needs one of those unsung heroes to step up.
All right, next up, we've got the Red Bulls hosting Montreal. You and I were at the first game in this series. Montreal Impact won 1-0. Now, going into Red Bull Arena, obviously that's a really, really tough environment to play in if you're a visiting side. Your boy Sacha Kljestan came under a little bit of fire for his performance in the first leg, but you're not buying into this. You think
I didn't quite understand it so much. I read a bunch of articles, some of which on our own website, that were talking about this being his least impressive performance of the season. We were at the game.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that way at all. I thought he was sharp. He looked to be involved. Was able to set up a couple nice plays, didn't quite come off in the end, but I thought Sacha did well. He's in good form. I expect to see that continue, and hopefully with the men's national team coming up too, not to look too far ahead. But I think the Red Bulls are in a good position here, although I really think that Montreal has a legit chance of advancing. Of course, they're one goal up in the series, but they've been able to clamp that midfield a little bit, and on the break, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the league. With Piatti on the left and Oyango, I think that's a really, really good partnership. So it'll be interesting to watch that matchup with Cristobal on the right-hand side and see who's able to come out on top.
Any chance we get a Drogba appearance in this one? He has been training with the team. He said he's willing to come off the bench.
Yeah, I do think we'll see Drogba. Mancosu did leave training with an injury, but it looks like he's back in training now. He'll be fine. I'm sure that was more precautionary than anything. But to have a guy like Drogba coming off the bench, motivated, healthy it seems, that's a nice option for Biello to pull.
All right, NYCFC hosting Toronto. Toronto took game one in the series, 2-0, 2 late goals in this one. Let's talk about Jozy Altidore for a second. This guy is playing like a man possessed right now. How can NYCFC stop him? What do you have to do to contain Jozy?
By committee, but the issue is that it's not just Jozy. They've got to worry about Javinko, of course. Ricketts came on and did well. They've got some attacking talent also on the wings getting forward. Justin Morrow is always dangerous on that left-hand side. So I really think that this is a tall task for NYCFC. They do have a wealth of attacking options, of course, via
I would also like to point out they have scored 35 goals at Yankee Stadium.
If anybody,
so being down 2-0 isn't as insurmountable as it may seem for this particular team.
Yeah, no, they're not afraid to score goals and get forward in the attack. I do think that they're going to have trouble defensively. Brillant and Chanot, I don't think can handle the physicality of a Jozy Altidore. So it's going to be a wild one. I'm not quite sure what to expect in this one, but I do think Toronto finds a way.
All right, and last up, we've got FC Dallas hosting Seattle. Okay, so you're FC Dallas. You lose the first leg, 3-0. That's a significant goal differential right there. If you are a player on FC Dallas right now, and you're heading into this game, what is your mentality? What do you have to do to get yourself back in this one?
Well, I think you try to tell yourself maybe an early goal will help, just to give the team a little bit of life, and then it starts to chip away. You go one at a time. You can't think of it as a 3-goal lead, because you go crazy and try and get 3 goals all at once. It's not going to happen. You leave yourself exposed on the other side. A guy like Jordan Morris, you don't want to leave him with speed in behind. So I think they'll have to be a little bit cautious, but pick their moments to throw numbers forward. I think set pieces will be a time. Of course, I think they do have size advantage. So to be able to whip in some balls in the box, I think that'll be a good opportunity for them to push forward. But it is a tall task. There's no denying it. But this team has been doubted before and been able to come through. For Seattle, they just really need to stay the course. They've got a good thing going. Schmetzer, congratulations. He's got the head coaching position. They've announced it officially now. So this team really has a good spirit going in it. I think Seattle needs to get through this.
Arguably the hottest team in the playoffs right now, I would say, Seattle.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Toronto,
yeah.
Toronto, Seattle.
Toronto's got a lot going for them too. I don't know, hot is always relative. I think this Montreal team has that spirit. They may not score as many goals as these other teams,
They're feeling it.
But I think they've got a good thing going.
Swagger. We'll see how it all plays out on Sunday, guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for all your playoff coverage. Calen, we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll be
running.
I'll be running.